Welcome to the Sparta Dynasty Fantasy Football League news and updates, starring Shark, Dylan, Tyler, Ben, Alec, Chris, Smits, Zoms, Matt, Connor, Germ, and your commissioner and host, Branson. Hello guys, welcome to the first week 1 review, or weekly review as you would say. First of all, I just want to thank Shark for coming on, helping me out with this, doing the reviews and whatnot. If anybody else has any interest in coming on and giving the input on their team, let everyone know what you're thinking, document it, come back to it later. I think that would be a lot of fun. Try to get as many people involved as we can. With that said, let's get into the reviews. So Dylan and Smits, first matchup that we're going over. What can we say about it, Shark?
Well, coming into the week, put it in reverse Terry. I like their team a lot. Team Smud, I didn't think they'd be that great. I thought Terry would just put up an easy 180, 190, and Smud would have difficulty putting up over 150. But plot twist, that didn't happen. Team Smud absolutely popped off. You had Delvin Cook, Kenyon Drake putting up 40 together, Devontae Adams putting up 37 and a half. Come on.
Goodness.
That is unfair. His entire team, except for A.J. Brown, put up more than 10 points. And, I'm sorry, A.J. Brown and his kicker. Every other position put up over 10. And most put up over 15. That's just unfair.
Yeah, that is a pretty wild performance. Over on Dylan's side, everyone did all right, I guess. You got some hit or misses. Freaking what's this guy's name? TJ. Goodness, Hawkinson. I got a little confused there. I thought it was about to be Tyler. I was looking at Boydster. But you got Ezekiel Elliott and Josh Jacobs carrying the load, as you would expect.
Filthy tandem.
Wasn't enough this week, but up against most of their teams, it probably would have been.
Yeah. There's a bright future for his team. Got a lot of young players, but just an unfortunate week 1 matchup.
Alrighty, second matchup, we've got Ben and Chris. Close matchup here where Ben gets the W. Over on Chris's side, it was really close. You got the Matt Ryan and Christian McCaffrey doing their thing. DK Metcalf got a touchdown. That's always nice. You need that from DK. Aaron Rodgers went bonkers. Probably the best game of the season from Aaron Rodgers. Just going to go ahead and say that. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, and you got over on Ben's side, the winner of the matchup, Dak Prescott he did all right, didn't do nothing special, but he put up points. Melvin Gordon did well. James Conner unfortunately went down to injury early on in that Monday night game, but you had Julio pick up the slack a little bit. You had Godwin do all right. Stephon Diggs did pretty well. The tight ends between both just were not an actual thing. So we probably won't talk about that. But David Johnson coming up really big for him, getting a lot of all-purpose yards, got the touchdown, did really well for him, kicked it off. And Josh Allen, great matchup, took advantage of it, punched the ball in every time he could. He did fumble it 2 times.
He did,
but
started off looking a little sketchy, but turned around quickly.
He's like, oh, hey, wait, I kind of forgot how to play football there for a minute. Here we go. Now we can actually put up fantasy points for my believers.
The Saints defense, man.
Yeah,
18 points. That's big time.
Yeah,
that's big time.
Their defense is really good. They might not put up great numbers because their offense is always going to be scoring, and they're going to be on the field more often. So they're going to be tired and a lot more points to be scored sometimes. But in terms of talent, they have a great defensive team. Very, very solid. And it showed right there. They had a pretty good matchup. It helped that Mike Evans had a 1.5 hamstrings to work on that week. But Marshawn Lattimore locked him down, and after that, if he can lock down Godwin, they don't have much else in terms of a productive wideout.
All right. Well, did you look at my score?
Yep.
Straight up
Yep.
embarrassing.
Yeah. Yeah, it was not ideal.
Um,
Uh,
um, so I had one guy score over 15 points. Travis Kelce, he had 15 and a half, which is just pathetic.
yeah, it was a very unfortunate week for you. Your players did not perform well. Stafford was the only one who. Stafford and Kelsey were the only two who did all
Oh
right.
yeah, I did have Stafford.
Yep, put up 17. Not awful, but
He actually was my best
nothing
player.
special. Yeah.
That's even more embarrassing.
Yeah, that
Um,
just shows you how bad of a week you had.
Meanwhile, Maurer had like four guys score over 20 points.
Yep. Five,
So
I think.
GG's Mao. I am hurting. Um,
Yeah,
my team's looking like we suck eggs.
yeah. I mean, it was a rough week one. Unfortunately, you have two of your running backs in a committee, in Fournette and Ingram. Muck Thomas got injured, not ideal. Uh, you do have some pieces look going forward, but it might be a little bit rough sledding for the first month here until Thomas can get back from that high ankle sprain.
Yeah, I had McKinnon on my bench and he outscored all my starting backs. So I'm gonna have to like spank myself a lot. Not because I should have played McKinnon, but because my team
Yeah.
sucks. Like just
Yeah.
bad.
No,
So
yeah, it was definitely the right play not to play Jerick McKinnon. We haven't seen him in over
no, he's horrible.
at least a year, probably 2 years, I think, because the ACL tear in
Um,
18.
but if
Like,
I'm gonna be honest, everyone on my team is horrible right now. It looks like, so that's okay. But it's week one. Maurer
sure.
beat me by a solid 80 points.
Mhm.
Everyone on his team looked outstanding. So I'm gonna have to spank myself like 80 times, and hope
Hey,
my team learns its lesson or something. Like,
hey, your team got the rust out hopefully this week. You got your one really bad performance out for the season, and hopefully your team can pick it up from here and begin to actually do something for you, which would be ideal.
yeah, we'll see. Probably not, but thanks,
One can
Grams.
only hope. All right, and here we have my team against Alex's team. Coming into it, I felt pretty good. Uh, my team is in terms of dynasty, they're not bad, but in terms of if you go by this season, my wideout core is kind of meh, but every other position is really good. I feel, and it showed that week. Patty Mahomes put up a fine 20 points. Clyde, the rookie, putting up 25, even though he got stuffed at the goal line 1,800 times. Aaron Jones put up 18, respectable. Calvin Ridley popped off, which
Yeah,
was great. You had
that's
that
wild.
Jamal Adams tripped Shaquille Griffin, which allowed Calvin Ridley to have a free 18-yard touchdown, and then he got another touchdown in with under a minute left, which helped me seal the deal because I only won by 14 points. So that was two big touchdowns right there. That kind of helped me. Jameson Crowder did really well. 65-yard touchdown, really helped out.
Oh yeah.
Brian Edwards, big old stinker, but he did catch the one reception that he was targeted on. So
There
hey,
you go. 100%.
there you go. We take those. Jared Cook didn't do too bad. Put up a good 12. David Montgomery 11. You can't expect
Played
that.
the game, you know.
Yeah, he played. He played. His groin might be fine. It might still be lingering a little bit, but he looked pretty well. They were down coming into the entire second half, so they didn't run the ball a ton. But he did well for what he got. Teddy Bridgewater put up a good 20. I figured it'd be a high-scoring game just because both defenses are bad. So I just put up one quarterback in, and I felt fine. And my kicker and defense didn't do nothing special, but the rest of my team picked up their slack.
Indeed, they did enough. Over on Alex's side, Tom Brady, did pretty much exactly what he was supposed to do. The 20 points, just did his thing, threw the
Hmm.
ball, got in for a QB sneak,
Yeah.
even though he played like trash in real life. Um, Jonathan Taylor, he got in there. Now that Marlon Mack is down, his next, the rest of the season's probably gonna be wild. Probably the rest of his
Yeah.
career. It's Jonathan Taylor from here on out.
Should be a RB1 for sure.
Todd Gurley only got 16 touches. That's kind of I'd probably be disappointed if I had Todd Gurley. Tyreek Hill got the one touchdown to Savage at the end, even though he was pretty much a decoy all game. Jarvis Landry doing Jarvis Landry things, 10 points. Juju Smith-Schuster popped off last night, got 2 touchdowns. Mark Andrews,
Hmm.
best tight end of the week. He went off, 2 touchdowns, 22 points. Kerryon Johnson is ugly. That
Man,
guy,
that would be
gross.
rough.
That's unfortunate. Is really all you can say. He even has Adrian Peterson on his bench. He scored 17 points. Oh my
Damn.
gosh, that's unfortunate. And then Gardner Minshew
Uh,
coming in as the super flex. They played great, got their W. Who would have expected that? And then he's got Will Lutz and the Chiefs doing their thing.
yeah. Yeah, he has good talent for sure. The ceiling is really high, I feel, if Juju can, stay in the slot where he's been the most efficient. He can easily get those touchdowns, put up a lot of yardage. Tyreek Hill can put up 40 on a given week.
Hmm.
Jonathan Taylor now with Marlon Mack gone should be a fringe RB1. If he can receive a little,
Yeah.
little bit of the pass catching volume, he should be great for Al.
Oh yeah. I'm scared of Jonathan Taylor going forward.
Yeah, thank God I played Al week 1. I got that. I got that out of the way with.
Oh boy. So here we go. Branson versus Zoms. I lose. I tooted my horn a little too early and now I'm smoking the fumes of my third place projection for myself. I barely got over 100, so that's pretty great. Uh, you know, Zom's team didn't do great either. We're the and third and second to last in scoring for this week, and we got to play each other. So congratulations, Zoms, for your freebie here. My team is not as good as I thought they were, at least not in this week. Although, I will play the injury card. Although Zoms does get to play that card too. We both had
Yeah.
two of our early round picks didn't play or played, less than half the game.
Hmm.
Um, I had Kenny Galladay and George Kittle got hurt, and then he had Miles Sanders and Cortland Sutton, I believe. Um, yeah, Antonio Gibson disappointed me. Saquon Barkley, he
Oh.
did not get to run the ball at all. That was tough to watch for me. Uh, Jared Goff, I thought played good, but he just got no touchdowns, and then that one unfortunate interception where he didn't even get to look while he was throwing because someone's, hand was all up in his face, which should have been a
Yeah.
flag. Whatever. Uh, Robert Woods, he's fine. He's doing his thing. I expected this from Robert Woods. Kittle got hurt, unfortunate. Marquise Brown, love what he does. I'm excited for his future. Ryan Fitzpatrick, I should not have played him. My God, what was I thinking? I know what I was thinking, but I regret it.
Yeah.
I wish I played Naheem Hines, who went freaking bonkers
Oh
mode.
man, he
Uh,
popped off.
oh well, maybe next week.
Yeah. I know it was 1 week. Really unfortunate, but now to talk about the other stinker team.
Yeah, the
Uh,
winning stinker.
yeah, the winning stinker team. Zoms had Lamar put up 28. That's pretty average. I
That's
feel
low
for
for
him.
Lamar, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. His floor is about 22. His ceiling is about 40, 42. So it was still fine though. He 28, can't complain. J.K. Dobbins put up 2 touchdowns and he got the goal line work over Mark Ingram. That
Upsetting
is
to me.
fantastic for the future of Zoms. He's very happy about that. Uh, Devin Singletary in a committee with Zach Moss. He's never going to get the goal line work, so he has to put up a 30-yard touchdown or longer. Otherwise, he won't get many touchdowns at all. But put up a respectable 10. Allen Robinson put up 11.9. Had one red zone target. Tough catch to make because Mitch is an awful quarterback. And currently, I just saw Allen Robinson is in a little bit of a contract dispute with Chicago.
Yeah.
I do not blame him one bit. They should be paying him all the money in the world. Henry Ruggs put up a respectable 10, first game of his career. He's a burner. He will have those. He's gonna have that one long touchdown eventually, and it'll salvage his day no matter what, which would be fantastic.
I believe that he actually might have hurt his hammy in the middle of that game too.
Yeah, I see a questionable tag-wise name. So I thought, I mean, if anything happens to a speedster, you would think it'd be a hammy or a groin.
Yeah.
But he'll have to look out for that in these coming weeks. James Washington put up a respectable 10.9. Not many targets or yards, but he got a touchdown, which helped him out. Austin Hooper, non-existent, but David Njoku is injured now, correct?
Yes, IR.
Yeah, IR. So Austin Hooper's value could, he could actually start doing something maybe. They did have a tough matchup too against Baltimore.
They did.
And Baker looked bad,
unfortunate.
but it was against a very good defense. Yeah. I mean, what else can you say? Sony Michel, 12 points. Will Fuller, 17 points without getting a touchdown, 10 targets, 112 yards. Very good for the future, barring injury, which
you never know.
Yeah,
for real.
Yeah. Kicker put up 4 and defense put up 6.
I do want to footnote that that Henry Ruggs injury was an ankle roll up, and he came back in the game, so it's all good.
Oh, okay. Play through it. All right, yeah. As long as he doesn't re-aggravate that, he should be good.
All right, so here we are at the closest match of the week between Jerm and Tyler, where Tyler edges out the W behind Kyler Murray, going bonkers with 91 rush yards, minus 9 rushing yards in kneel downs at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon did not do good, but that's gonna happen. Le'Veon Bell got hurt. Hamstring. Adam Gase puts him back in the game. Hurts at worst. So I mean, goodness, you're lucky you squeaked out this win this week, because next week's gonna be a rough one for you, I assume.
Oh yeah.
Amari Cooper, 10 for 14 on targets. That's pretty darn good for 81 yards. Adam Thielen went bonkers, 2 touchdowns, over 100 yards. Julian Edelman had a pretty solid game. Zach Ertz got in the end zone, salvaged the day. And your other tight end, Hunter Henry, did solid, 73 yards for 11 points there. And then Kirk Cousins did good. Another solid performance out of the quarterback. And Matt Prater, the best kicker performance of the week, I do believe.
I believe, yeah.
11 points there. And the Rams defense they did all right.
Yeah. On the losing side of this absolute barn burner, you had Jerm. Deshaun Watson put up a pretty respectable 22. Got the late rushing touchdown to help salvage the day. Alvin Kamara was half a yard away from punching that in at the end of the game. If he got that in, Jerm would have won, and I'm sure he is mauling over that, which I would not blame him one bit. But he still put up 23, got a lot of usage per usual, so encouraging to see that. Malcolm Brown popped off for him.
Oh man, big game.
He was the main running back, I believe, that week. 18 carries, 80 yards, 2 tutties.
Ooh. He even benched Cam Akers for him. That's a big move right there.
Yeah, I like it. They, the Rams announced Malcolm Brown as the starter for week 1, so I don't blame that, decision one bit. Cam Akers had the higher upside for sure, but in week 1, it's tough to go with the rookie in a committee. Allen Lazard got a nice touchdown, put up good 8.8 points. Ty Lockett caught everything thrown his way, 8 for 8, 92 yards. him and Wilson, man, they're just
Yeah, amazing.
I don't know how, but it's crazy how good they are together. DJ Moore, big disappointment that week or this week rather. He just he had a lot of targets thrown to him or balls thrown to him, but he just couldn't come down with some of them. Only 54 yards, didn't get a touchdown. Just kind of unfortunate, despite being in a great game script to where they had to throw often and early and often rather. Darren Waller put up a respectable 9 points, 6 catches, 45 yards. Paris Campbell, I like that. Philip Rivers, main target, behind Ty Lockett. I'm sorry, not Ty Lockett. T.Y. Hilton, excuse me. 6 catches, 71 yards. It's a tackle, not a touchdown. But he still got good yardage and usage from Philip Rivers, targeting him. Tyrod Taylor, 10 points. Just really unfortunate there. Didn't do a whole lot. Low scoring game. It's going to be rough sledding until Tyrod ends up running the ball efficiently.
Yeah,
Greg
6 carries
Zuerlein.
for 7 yards. That's not what you want to see.
Especially from Tyrod, you're thinking he should have a floor of 25 to 30.
Yeah, for real.
His kicker put up 5, the defense put up 4.
And I'm not sure why it shows the tackles. There is no
Yeah.
points for tackles. I don't know why
Yeah.
it shows that.
Yeah. But hey,
There you
Yeah.
go. Tyler
Hats
squeaking
off.
it out.
yeah, hats off to Tyler. Won a very close match. Unfortunate for Germ, but only week 1, and they'll both try to pop off week 2.
Next up, the Sleeper Week 1 awards. First up goes to Chris for the best manager. I get the worst manager, of course, makes sense. The narrowest victory goes to T-Trax for a 3-point victory over Germ. The biggest blowout is Mauer over Connor. What is that, 70 points? Goodness. The highest scorer of the week is Smits at 204, and the lowest scorer is Connor at 95.78. The quarterback of the week is Russell Wilson with 31 points, started by Mauer. The running back of the week is Josh Jacobs with 40 points, started by Dylan. The wide receiver of the week is Devontae Adams with 37.6 points, started by Smud. The tight end of the week is Mark Andrews with 21.8 points, started by Al. The kicker of the week is Matt Prater with 11, started by Tyler. And the defense of the week is the New Orleans Saints with 18, started by Ben. The current league standings has Smud at number 1, Ben at 2, Shark at 3, Matt at 4, Tyler at 5, Zoms at 6, Chris at 7, Germ at 8, Al at 9, Dylan at 10, myself at 11, and Connor in last place. My projections are looking good. This week's transactions, there has been no trades so far, and Zoms spends a bankroll. Starting off with Peyton Barber for $10, then Scotty Miller, $8. I snag Myles Gaskin away from him, bidding $1 more than him, getting Myles Gaskin for $6. Zoms then gets Devontae Freeman for $1, and then Mason Crosby for free. Looking ahead to the Week 2 matchup previews, we've got Branson versus Germ first, and it's a battle of the 0-1s. Looks like it's going to be tight, but the group of experts who voted picked who is going to win. The predictions, as you say, which were Branson, Shark, and Connor, unanimously 3-0 decided I was going to win. Branson wins. It will be close though, and there's going to be a lot of hit or miss. Who knows? I could easily lose and score 0 again. Up next, we've got Zoms versus Tyler. Another unanimous prediction of Zoms winning. Zams has a alright hit or miss explosive team, and Tyler's team is solid, but now he doesn't have Le'Veon Bell or any running back to replace Le'Veon Bell. So that's going to be quite tough on him. Coming up next, you got Connor versus Smud. This is another unanimous decision. Smud will win this. As you heard Connor say earlier, his team is poo-poo dog butt, and Smits's team is on fire. Week 1 week on fire. Coming up next, you got Maurer versus Dylan. I believe that this was another unanimous decision to put Matt as the winner. Dylan's team, he's just got Josh Jacobs and Ezekiel Elliott carrying the load, and everyone else, you just got to hope for the best. Assuming he's going to put in Joe Burrow this week, I like that. I think that'll be better than Baker. It'll be close, but Mowers just has a more complete team, so it seems more likely that he'll win. Up next, Shark versus Chris. You got Chris winning this game just because, it'll be close, but Shark's receiving core is looking shaky, and Chris's team has cake matchups, and they are built to win. So, you know what? They're going to win this week. Bouncing back, getting a W. Up next, we have a bit of an upset in the first split. We got a 2-1 split on this one, but we got Al winning. Ben's team, it's amazing, it's stacked, but he's got some tougher matchups, and Al has some cakewalk matchups, and if Tyreek Hill just hits it, one of his ceiling matches, we got Al coming away with this one, especially with Jonathan Taylor now taking everything over. Looking for an upset here. Alrighty. Good luck, fellas. See you next week.